Hi friends, in this tutorial I'm going to show you how we are going to cut out and glue our lantern to our dark background and add some cool details. So when you go to the store, you need to get a few things. First of all, you need to get scissors, you need a glue stick, and you need construction paper crayons. They're the ones that are in the big tall box, not the short little box. They work much better on construction paper. And then as you pass by on the table, there'll be a few different choices of colors of dark construction paper. So I chose dark blue, but there's other colors as well. So the first thing I want to do when I get back to my seat, before I do anything else, is I want to take my white construction paper crayon. If there's no white, get a yellow or any other very light color. And I want to write my name, my class code, and my desk number, nice and big and clear on the back. Then I'm going to turn it over and put it aside for a couple minutes. Now I'm going to start cutting out my lantern. Now, I purposely drew and painted things in the background because sometimes when we do this kind of a project that's mixed media, where we're painting and cutting and gluing, my students kind of accidentally forget and they add things to the background. So I just want to talk to you when we get to this area about where you should cut and where you shouldn't. So I'm going to start by holding my scissors in my cutting hand. So for me it's left-handed, but if you're right-handed it would be like this and you would hold with the left side. I'm lefty, so I'm holding it here and holding with my right hand. And I'm going to start at the bottom and I'm going to curve my paper a little bit on the area that curves. Then I'm going to twist my paper back to go straight up to the top. Then I'm going to take a little extra off so that I have less to hold because it makes it easier. Then I am going to cut up. Again, I'm going to turn my paper, and I'm going to cut straight up. Now, here, I think I might have a little bit of a tricky time cutting around there, or you might have a tricky time. So I'm just going to come over to here and I'm going to take that little part off so it's easier for me to turn. Up. Now if I have really tiny details where it's very hard to get in between these little circles, I can either turn my paper if I feel really confident with this, or if I'm still getting used to cutting, I can cut straight across there. Okay, so notice I'm never really twisting my scissors. I'm really twisting the paper more than anything. This area can be a little tricky. There's a lot of turning, but this is so good for us to practice how to turn our paper and cut around curves. Now, when I get to the part where I accidentally started painting the background, it's really important that I continue to follow this line. Now, if you are someone who drew a lot of things in your background by accident, it could be a little confusing when you're trying to cut. Try it first, but if it's starting to get hard for you to track where your scissors should go, let me know and I'll draw a little red line for you to help. But I'm going to cut straight across here, so I'm cutting my background off, and that's okay. And then I'm going to come off to here. And the last thing I'm going to do now is just cut across here. All right. So now I have my lantern cut out beautifully. And right away, I want to glue it to the paper. Now, when we use a glue stick, we want to turn the object over that we're gluing to the paper, and we want to put the glue on the object, not on the base or the construction paper. Now, I don't want to see you do this. If you do that and then try to stick it to the paper, once it dries, it's eventually just going to fall off. We want to make sure we get all of these edges glued down. And it's okay if you use a lot of glue. Just make sure your glue is everywhere on the back, not that it's just in a glob in one area. And also you'll notice I didn't crank this up all the way like this. If I do that, I'm just gonna get big globs everywhere. So I made sure I really got my corners, and then I'm just gonna work my way in. The middle should be the last part that you do. Then I'm going to twist this down, put my cap back on, and put it back on my tray. That way I don't forget. Then I'm gonna turn this over. Once I get it where I like, I'm gonna press it down, press the edges. I can hold them a little if I need to. Now I have it glued to my paper. And the last part, which is really fun, is I'm gonna get to add a glow and things in the background if I want. So I think I want to kind of have some shiny yellow lines coming off of the lantern. And again, because I'm using construction paper crayons, they show up really nice on the dark blue in a way that regular crayons might not. I'm going to mix a little orange in there too, just for fun. Now I can put anything that I want in the sky. I can put stars, I can put a moon, I could put a little tree branch with an owl. So anything that you would like to put in your picture to make it special and more your own is totally fine. And that is how we are going to be cutting out our project and gluing it to the paper.